Sorry, ladies. I second-guessed myself when someone said I hope this is being recorded, and I went to double-check, and I accidentally pushed the stop button. But it was already being recorded, so there's going to be 2 videos, and the first video is just showing the first half of the product. Sorry. So can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure I'm still on. Alright, cool. So, like I was saying, I second-guessed myself, and I hit the stop button instead of the record button because I was already recording, but somebody posted it, they hoped it was being recorded, and I got confused, so sorry. So here's the papers. We're going to cut the heck out of them. Here's the back. Lots of journaling spots, little numbers. There's a little tab that says 10 things I will never forget, and then there's some notebook paper and some cards and stuff. So that's fun. And there's this one of my favorite ones. This is what we're using for the background. And there's the back, a nice collage of stuff. And here's some journaling cards. The envelopes, you can cut this out, and you've got the little string ties here, so you can make a closure on your envelope. And some journaling cards and labels. And then that's what the back looks like. So if you wanted to, you could switch this up around. But there's only 3 pieces of paper that we're using. So we're going to start with our background. I'm not going to cut off any of my barcodes right now because I think it would just be a waste of time at this point. So that's our background. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut out all the little pieces that we're going to be using. And one of the first pieces that we're going to use is this little hot air balloon up in this corner. So I'm just going to fussy cut that out real quick. And you can get your distress inks out if you want to. And I'm cutting this little flag that's flapping in the wind on this little hot air balloon. I made this hot air balloon, super grungy for you guys. So this line, there's a lot of papers in there that can be used for guys and a lot that can be used for girly girls. So I made this purposely so that you could do like wedding albums and mini albums. You guys know I'm a mini album freak, even though I've done a layout twice now. I've been working on a 12 by 12 album, so I'm kind of doing a two-in-one, a double hitter to get my album done and to do my Live with Prima stuff. So, but the next class is another layout that's really fun because we're actually going to be using some texture mediums on that one, and then after that one I think I'm going to do another mini album. Oh gosh, sorry guys, a car was speeding by and it scared me because it sounded like the tornado warning sirens. So you're going to cut out that little hot air balloon, and that's going to go up into this corner. And then you're going to turn your paper around and we're going to cut out the Things I Love tag. And most of these cutouts have straight edges, so they're super quick to cut out. Super easy to cut out. So we're going to cut those out. Oh, and I forgot. Rebecca and I are going to be at Scrap Fest. If any of you guys are going, you should come and stop by the Prima booth and say hello. We're going to be, are we doing make and takes? I believe we're doing a make and take. So I'm just going to cut out this journaling card there, and then we're going to cut out this piece here. We're using a lot of pieces on here. And I put these little circle numbers on the bottom. You can use those as tabs, or I just use the number 10 to represent 10 things. I will never forget about my husband on that layout. But if it's your anniversary or birthday, you could put the numbers on there, or your age, or whatever you want. Where'd Rebecca go? I don't see her on there anymore. Uh-oh, she got demodded somehow. Or she got booted. I got booted for a second. Where are you, Rebecca? Okay, maybe I do need a second moderator. Hang on, sorry. Alright. I'll mod Angie too, just in case someone gets booted off, they could remod the other one. Rebecca, where are you, girl? How come I don't see her? Oh, there she is. I was just telling Rebecca that we're going to be at Scrap Fest if you have a link you want to share. So for those of you who have never met Rebecca, she mods quite a bit on the shows. I know she's done it for me a few times. So you can come and see her at Scrap Fest. She's a newlywed, so I'm pretty sure she'll still be glowing. Well, fairly newlywed, I'd say. I think you're a newlywed for like the first 10 years, though, right? I think Your Memories Here has these kits, or you could just buy the single products at scrapbook.com or 2Ps in a Bucket. I think they all have them. Now you're also going to cut out these white strips, and these little white strips are for titles and journaling, and they're meant to look like the stops on a telegram. So if you write on them and cut them into pieces and glue them onto the telegram pieces that come in this collection, they will look really cool. So we're going to cut that out. Alright, and then I'm also going to cut that in half right on the journaling line because I'm going to use this in little pieces for some journaling. Alright, so I've got those strips. Let me get my scraps out of here. These are all the pieces I've got so far. And then you're going to cut out the little 10 Things I'll Never Forget tab. But it's too bad I can't really use this collection for my wedding album because my wedding was green and black and white. Or green ivory, like an antique ivory and black. So I'm just cutting out this little tab. I'm almost done with these goodies. And I'm going to cut out the number 10. And you can use, I think this one ends up being a 3/4 inch hole punch if you want to use that. On these circles you can if you have one handy. I just fussy cut them out a lot of the time. And the cool thing is, so you know you kind of already cut out that hot air balloon, so you cut into these pages. You can cut these journaling cards short. So you can cut it here, or you could just cut this piece off of this journaling card and use it on a page. And it'll say note to self, which is kind of cool. So don't throw those pieces away. You're still going to use them. And then we're going to go into this page, and we're going to cut out this little tab here. These two stamps, or actually we're going to cut out all the stamps. We're going to cut out this little tab here. And I think that's all we're using off. Oh wait, no. We're going to use these two journaling cards too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out. And because these are straight cuts, they don't really take me very long. I know, this is kind of the boring part. I should pre-cut these, but all my stuff is packed away, getting ready to move again. So I've only got what I'm using out right now to save having to pack and repack things. Alright, so I got one journaling card down. And I'm going to get another one out. Lots of stuff on this that you can use. These would be cool colors for a wedding, I think. I like all the dark creams and taupes. And we're going to cut out the little stamps. Didn't take too long, I don't think. There we go, and one more stamp. And let's see, what am I for? Oh, this little tab over here. So save all the pieces that we're not going to use because you can use them somewhere else. And the cool thing about these colors on the little pieces that you cut out is you can use these over and over again with any of the Prima paper lines, which is cool. And one more little guy right here. Alright, so there's all my pieces. You still have all these to play with, so set those aside and save them. I'm going to set my little pieces down over here so I can get organized. Not too bad cutting, huh? Alright, don't forget your little number. So super fun pieces to use. And then now you're going to need a photo mat, so pick out whatever color photo mat you want. And you're going to want to ink your edges too. So I'm using walnut stain this time around. It's a little bit darker than what I used the first time around. And I'm just going to get some of that ink, spread it out on my paper there a little bit. And I'm just barely going to touch my edges. I don't want to really ink into them since the edges on here are already pre-distressed for you. I just want to get the white core that's showing when you look at the side of the paper. So I'm just barely going over it. It takes no time at all. This is going to go up into this corner here, and the way you're going to position it is you're going to set it just under that second set of numbers on the background paper here. So right about there. So we're going to glue that down. And my husband brought all my stuff in, but he didn't bring me my glue. So I'm going to use some matte multi-medium to glue my goodies down. So if this one's running, which it is. So we're going to glue this all the way down. Matte multi-medium is an excellent glue. Alright, so I'm going to make sure it's nice and straight on there. And now we need a photo mat, and I think I'm going to use craft paper this time instead of the manila cardstock that I used last time. And just to save time, I'm just going to eyeball my cuts. I'm totally guilty of doing this a lot because I'm lazy. But if you want super straight, perfectly fitting photo mats for a 4x6 picture, you would just cut them at 4.5 by 6.5, and that'll give you a 1/4 inch border like what I'm doing here, all the way around your picture. But I think I did pretty good on that. Okay, so now there's a little bit of a trick to the way we're going to glue this photo mat down. It's going to glue down right about there, about one journal spot from the bottom, and you're going to go about 1 inch in, and you're going to glue the left side here, the bottom, and then you're going to stop there, and you're just going to put a glue dot in this corner because we're going to make a double pocket. Okay, so I'm going down the left side, really thin glue line. Always use wet glue for your pockets so your tags don't stick when they go on the inside. And then you're just going to put a dot in the corner here. Okay, so there's a dot in this corner and then a little L of glue, basically. That's going to glue down like this. And the great thing about matte medium is if you get some seep out a little bit, just wipe it off because this dries matte. You're not going to be able to tell that the glue seeped out. So that's where you're going to position it. So now you have a little pocket here and a pocket on the top. And you're going to put a picture down there. So let's see. I'm looking at my pictures here. Has to be a good one. So I think maybe we should do Becca Leckham on there. This is a bad picture because it got cropped really bad, and actually maybe I'll do Brooke because this is like kind of a girly layout. Here's one I've got of her, but I think I might have some better ones. Maybe. Let's see. Should be a kind of a romantic layout, but oh, here. I'll do this one because it's cute and it's of all three of us. So I'm going to glue that one down. You want to glue your picture down next because you're going to overlap stuff on top of your picture. Just getting some of the goo spread out there. And you're going to center it onto your photo mat, like so. And now, oh, you know what? I totally forgot that this one was supposed to go under there, so while my glue is still wet, I'm going to ink my edges on it a little bit real quick. Hopefully I didn't mess anyone up on this one. And if I did, hopefully we'll still have some glue time. So this one's going to go right under here. My glue is kind of dry. Oh no. It's okay, I can re-glue it. It's going to go right there. Sorry guys. I'll just re-glue it. Can't see underneath there anyway. Alright. Re-gluing. It's looking a little messy in this corner, but it's all good. We're going to do a lot of layers in my photo. Ah, my photo slid over. Gosh, I'm just a mess right now, guys. Here we go. No harm done. My hands are a little bit sticky. Alright. So this little card's going to go down there. And then, let me see what's next. And then you're going to do your 10 things right here. I'm just going to ink my edges again really quick. I'm going a little bit heavier on the inking right now for my little tab. Get some glue on there. That's going to go right there. And I'm going to actually center it on there, right about there. And now you're going to grab this little stamp here with a little hand on it, and we're just going to get the edges a little bit. And this one's going to get glued down into the corner there, kind of at an angle a little bit. So I'm kind of just making it a little bit messy. So right about there. Slide this one down a little bit. Right there is about good. And I should have a rose stamp. Now you're going to take the little rose stamp. And we're doing a lot of layering with this. So I'm only gluing the bottom of this stamp piece. I'm going to stick it right in there. And let's ink this journaling card up real quick. I'm kind of being messy right now with the way I'm inking it. And this one is going to go into this pocket. And I'm going to take this piece here, and this is the one that you're going to want to write the date on, which I don't know the date of this picture, so I'll probably write something else on there. And what I did was I took a little dab of glue, just right here, little tiny blob of glue. I'm going to slide it underneath the pocket, and this is going to glue it down to the pocket so that it sticks out, and then I'll just write something small on there. So it's going to go right there. And we're going to ink our journaling cards up just a little bit. And this journaling card's going up in here inside the pocket. And so is that little typewriter one. That one's going to go right there. And now we're going to work with our balloon. So get your balloon out, ink those edges. Like that. And this one's going to get glued up in the corner, but what you're going to do is you're not going to glue the bottom of the hot air balloon. You're just going to glue from here up. So get some glue on this guy, kind of like a teardrop. Stick them right there, so we'll overlap a little bit. And now we're going to get our flowers out. So we've got all of our little flowers here. The yellow ones are going to go in the middle, and I grunged mine up a little bit, and all I did was I just rubbed a little bit of that ink onto the edges of my petals. So I just went over the tops of the flowers really quick, just to dingy them up a little bit. You could spray these with ink and change the color if you want to. I liked the little pop of yellow in there and pinks, so I left them just like that. So I'm inking away. And then I did the same thing with my pink ones. And we're using 4 of the pink ones. Sorry, guys. And I'm just barely getting those edges. Just it kind of looks like a burnt edge a little bit. I'm just barely getting them. I'm not trying to really get that brown to stand out. I'm just trying to tone them down just a tad. So I'm just getting the very edges of my petals. Like that. And then we'll do this one too. Alright. So now you want to use a stronger glue, and I'm going to use scrap dots. The little bit that I have left because I need to use them up. But Beacon has some amazing glues that you can use with this too. So we're going to start in this corner here. The yellow one's going to go in the middle. Right into the corner. You want to leave about an inch from the corner free. So about that much. Ah! I've got to make a new hole. My glue's not coming out. There we go. So a nice blob on the back of your yellow flower. Get some more over here. That's going to go right about there. And then I'm going to cut the wires off my flowers, but I'm not cutting them all the way off. I'm only cutting I'm leaving about a half of an inch on there, and then I'm going to bend it down. Because the wire is what's holding it all together. And it is glued, but just in case, I like to leave my wires on there. So I'm putting a blob of glue on my pink one, and I'm kind of going to tuck that under the yellow one just a little bit. Just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And so I'm just making a nice little corner piece there. Just like that. And then next, you're going to do the same thing up into the top corner here. So right there, right over your hot air balloon. Don't forget to bend that wire down. Open up your flowers a little bit. And these look great in shadow boxes too. Or framed. Would be really cute. So they don't have to go into an album since these flowers are a little bit on the bulky side. You can put them in frames. That's going to go in this corner here. That's what I do with my really bulky layouts. Alright, so I've got that corner done up there. Now you're going to grab your bling. You have 2 packages of these blingy thingies. They're the Sade and studs because they've got metal studs, so pretty cool. So I'm going to peel that off. And you're going to cut it into 3 pieces. So your first cut is going to be this big swirl here. So if you need to rewind this part, you can. So you're just going to cut that out. You're going to leave that little middle swirl there. So you can kind of see the 2 pieces. So I'm going to take this piece. These are tough too, they don't break. And it's going to go right, it's going to be tucked in under my flowers here. And the swirl is going to go right over this little alphabet piece there. So right about there. And then you're going to go up at the top and you're just going to cut right here under this loop, leaving that little swirl out in the middle. This middle piece, this little bitty swirl is going to tuck into the corner. Just like that. And then the remaining piece is going to go on the other side. So right here, and I love the scrap dots because you can reposition them. So I've just lifted my flower up and then I'm going to tuck it right back under. Squish it all together. Alright. So now I've got that corner all blinged up. I'm going to do this one up here. We still have a few steps to go too because we have more embellishments to put on here. Alright, so I'm going to cut out the same cuts I did before, leaving the little middle one on there. And this time the big swirl is going to go on the top. Right about there. Just like that. Make sure I'm not gluing my cards down. And then you could slide the flowers back in place because the scrap dots does take a while to glue or to solidify. And this one's going in the corner again, just like we did the other one. And then the last piece is going to go on the bottom. I'm going to stick that down right there. Alright. Then we're going to ink up our remaining little stamps here. And put a little glue on there. And stick that guy right in here, like this. And then that little, where'd that little black tab go? Did I cover it up somewhere? Oh, I lost one little guy. Let's see. Oh, here he is. This one's going to go right under that one. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on him. And he's going to go right in there. Okay, so that kind of fills in a little space down at the bottom. So there's that one. And then we're going to move up to the top where... Oh, actually I have an extra one. This one I didn't use on this layout, but I'm going to use it anyway since I've already got it cut out. We'll add a little extra to this one. And I'm just going to glue it, how about maybe right there. This one's looking a little bit different, that's okay. And then I'll put Brooke's name on there or something. Alright, so there's that, and then the last thing last few things, a couple more things. So now you're going to journal onto these strips, and depending on what you want to say, they're going to get glued down right here. So my original one said, seeing you as the man you were meant to be. And of course this one's going to be something different. So I'm just going to cut some out, and however big the piece is however big the sentence is going to be. So I'm gluing little strips right here. And I do them kind of off. So I don't want them to all be the same size. And I think I'm actually going to change this to put this piece down here and do something like that. So I'm going to glue those down. And I'm just using the scrap dots. I'm using the scrap dots because I'm gluing it over the picture, and I've noticed that when I use other glues, it tends to break off of that slick surface sometimes. So I'm just being a little paranoid. A little bit of glue on the front there. That's going to glue down right there. So I'll say something about brick there. I'll write something there, and then I'll do the 10 things here. So you should have plenty of lines left here to do the 10 things list. But last thing we need to do is add our curly cues to our flowers, because we're not using leaves. So what I do is I take like a pen, something like this, and I take this leftover wire that we cut off the flowers, and I twirl it around my pen. And then I just pull it out, and then I stretch them out nice and long, and I just stick them underneath my flowers. So when I said we're using every little piece in here, we really are. So I'm just making little curly cues like this. I stretch them out a little bit long and stick them under there. And it just adds a little something extra to your layout. I always like using those little wires. And I'm missing the other two. Isn't it funny how stuff goes missing and you're working in the same spot but you still can't find it? Oh, I found them now. So I'm going to do the same thing up at the top. And I still have one more thing. And that one's going to go right up there. And then now, last thing is your little number 10. You're going to ink the edges a little bit. Put a little glue blob on there. And this one's going to get stuck down right here by your hot air balloon. And there it is. And you still have a ton of stuff that you can add to this just from this kit alone. Like there's still envelopes and tags that you could stick into the pockets if you wanted to. And of course I didn't personalize this one, so you're not going to see anything written on there, but I probably will right now in just a second. I think I'm going to do, let's see, I've got a little calligraphy pen here. And I start my number 1 2 lines down, and that should give you 10 spaces. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plenty of room for your little list. So I'm gonna number mine from 1 to 10. I'm gonna use a smaller tip first. So I start off at 1 because you might write a longer sentence. So just start with 1 number at a time. Don't list out 10, because if you look at mine, you'll see that I use more than 10 lines. So I had one sentence that took up 2 lines. So do 1 number at a time, because you never know with your penmanship how much space you're going to take up. So I'll start that one, but I don't come right on there just yet. Right now I want to think of what I want to put on these little white spots. I think I'm going to put never too old for kisses. And I kind of did that one a little bit sloppy because I'm trying to write sideways. So look, so I did You're Never Too Old for Kisses, and obviously that's not taking enough room, so I'm going to add a little bit more. For kisses from Mom and Dad. So that's kind of how I cheat when I'm doing this journaling thing, when I'm just winging it and I need enough space. I kind of just go with an open sentence that I can add something to later if I need to, and then it ends up fitting in the space that I want to journal in. But you may want to use that extra piece and write out the sentence first and then cut out the segments, but that's totally up to you. So in these little spots, I think this was, when did I take this picture? I think it was August. So I'm going to write August 2012 on that little tab there. And then here, I'll write Brooke, her name, and her age. And she's 3. So then now I can start listing all the things that I love about her. So I'll start with her feistiness, because I always talk about how feisty she is. So I'm going to write 10 things about when she was 3 years old that I'm never going to forget. Let's see. That you are a princess, because she thinks she's a princess. And then how loving she is to her brothers. 4. You are a daddy's girl. And she loves to pretend cook. Love of snow cones. Oh, and I took out one of my little wires here. So you guys get the idea. You can just keep listing all the little things down there. I'm not going to do the whole thing because you guys kind of get it, and you don't want to sit here and read my mushy stuff that I'm writing about my daughter. But I'll give you a close-up of the layout really quick, and I'll show you the difference between this one and the one that I did, which there's not much. For once, I actually did it pretty much exactly like the original. I just added one little tag. So there's that one. So you see, you can do one with the love of your life, or you could switch it up a bit and do one with your kids or use it for another reason. So totally different things. And you still have the journaling cards that you could pull out and write stuff in. And this is a great project to put inside of a shadow box so that you can actually use the little tags and pull them out. And you could do the glassless shadow boxes. They do have ones where the glass slides out the side so you can still get into the shadow box, which is really cool. So you could try that too. But really fun, super easy, super quick. Lots of things you could do with all of the Prima lines like this. So you can don't forget to cut out all the little papers and all the little tags and make different little layouts with them, because they will go a long, long way. All your scrapbook supplies, all of Prima's stuff goes a long, long way. And Prima's lines this year came with journaling cards as usual, and so those are really, really great to add into the back of your photos as a little surprise. So fun stuff like that, and you guys know how big I am on journaling, so I always journal on every single scrapbook thing I make just about. So don't forget to do that. And I think Rebecca's going to pick out a winner tonight of a prize. I don't know what she's giving away, though. What should she give away? I think she should give away tickets to the Jason Aldean concert in Texas, and I think I should enter to win. Although I don't think that's going to happen. Where is Rebecca? Did she get booted again? No, she didn't. Did you pick a winner, Rebecca? Oh, check your messages, guys, because Rebecca picked a winner. I want to see. Ooh, Rebecca, everybody wants a wood frame. Those are so cute, and I have a whole bunch from, do you remember that one CHA, Rebecca, where they gave us a bunch of the wood frames to take home? I still have mine, and I made fake windows with mine. Check your private messages later, ladies. Someone said, pick 'em. Was it Marlene? Yay! Congratulations! So don't forget to check back next week. Go to livewithprima.com for the next classes. I'll give you a sneak peek of the next class, the next layout class I'm teaching. And the picture doesn't really do this one justice, so I gotta show it to you because we are going to be using some masks and some texture medium to make some texture in the background. So there's that one. And this is my next Live with Prima class. After that, I'm going to do a super fab mini album or art journal, I'm not sure. One of the two. And this says In Her Shoes. There's lots of goodies in this kit. This kit is going to have a lot of leftovers and stuff that you can use over and over again. So make sure you check it out. And if you want to visit me at my blog, you can go to marionsmithdesigns.com. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, I will let you know each month where all my workshops are going to be held, when my Live with Prima classes are, pictures of new projects, and all kinds of fun stuff. And we always have giveaways too. Lots of Prima goodness going on. So this one's fun. I use a little bit of glitter. I couldn't help it. I needed to, but you can see there's trinkets, some acrylic pieces from Ingvild. Awesome. Love all of her stuff. Clock pieces, clock hands, flowers, glimmer misting, canvas pieces, and then, of course, some more romance novel paper. So this one's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to spray these flowers and customize them too, which I love doing. So check that out. That one is going to be next month towards the end of the month. And I'm not sure what's going on next week, but I'm sure it's something super fabulous. And thank you guys so much for coming on. I hope to see you at the next show. If not, I hope to see you before then at one of my Tuesday shows. Who knows? But thank you so much for coming on. I hope you like the layout, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with the new romance novel line. Bye! Oh, thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Angie and the girls, Peggy, Tanya, for helping out, too.